Gun fam, what's up? It's the Gun Brother. Thanks for tuning in. So, this is one of those questions that sometimes I don't expect. I get all the general questions about events that happen all the time, but this one is directed to me, and it's something that I can answer with experience. First and foremost, rest in peace to Tyre Nichols and to his family, whatever higher power they believe in, may it offer them comfort and strength in dealing with this loss. Now, you've heard me say before, I wasn't always Instructor Pearson or whatever. And the answer to this question for me as an answer is pretty straightforward because I know what I did during that time because I've been in this situation. Obviously not to this extreme. But I also can say, or after considering everything that I've seen so far, it brought me to a conclusion or some, just some thoughts that I'll say at the end that some people are going to either take the wrong way or not agree with. But you'll see what I'm saying. Like I said, this is all based on my own experience and it's my own opinion. So first off, what would I have done? And the bottom line is I would have complied. That's the only way to say it. Up until this point, I hadn't watched the video. I wasn't in a hurry to watch it. I used to use the Rodney King video for training for officers to understand when and how to de-escalate, what's your end game for using force, things like that. I've seen enough violence that I don't necessarily rush to watch videos. Violence is violence. So I hadn't watched it. Then I saw this question and I was like, well, let me watch it at least up to the point that I can answer it. And the answer is I would have complied. I've been in this situation. I've been pulled over, not having done anything that I knew of. I've been snatched out of my truck. I've had guns to my temple, and every gun that I've had to my temple was from a police officer, not from anybody in the street. And in a lot of, now that I reflect on it, or not just now, but anytime I reflect on it, I realize in a lot of ways, and because of a lot of things, I'm lucky to still be here. I've had fights with the police. I have 2 big L's that pretty much after that, I don't think after those instances, like I said, after reflecting on it, resisting wasn't an option anymore. So you have to know when you're outnumbered, whether you're right or wrong. I want to win the fight. I don't care about really anything else. Well, at least back then, I'm talking 20 years ago. And a lot of things were different. Cameras weren't around, things like that. When I was about 28 or 29, I had the same situation. And again, compliance is the best thing. Now, what do we mean by comply? If you watch the video, there's a part in the very beginning, or not very beginning, but just like I said, I only watched the first part. I didn't watch after the chase. I didn't watch anything like that. When they get him out of the car, he's on the ground, and the officer's saying, turn over on your stomach. And he's on his side, looking up at them saying, I'm not doing anything. And they're not going to see that as compliance. Turn over, hands behind your back. I can tell you for sure that I wouldn't have run. It's a traffic stop. It wouldn't even have dawned on me to run away. It never has, not in that situation. And that's part of what leads me to the conclusion that I'm going to talk about at the end. Then there's another factor involved, and it's called evil. And when somebody wants to do something to you or make something happen, it's going to happen. It doesn't matter what you do. And those instances do occur. And again, that leads me to what I'm about to say. In the course of this investigation, I would not be surprised if there is some other motive or link between these two. In other words, the group of officers and Mr. Nichols. I feel like he was targeted. They went after him. There's just the way things happen. Even in his case, like I said, it was a traffic stop. I have never thought, again, snatched out of the car, guns drawn, all kinds of stuff. I've never thought to run, because in the end, it was just a traffic stop. Even if I had to go to jail, it wasn't much to deal with. If I wasn't dirty, something in the car that would have gotten me in more trouble, no reason to run. And I just think that I feel like there's something else driving this. So I don't know what it was, but he knew he had to run. And again, it was a traffic stop. I just think that there's more to it. But that's the part that I'm not blaming him. I'm not saying, you should have, what happened and shouldn't have, even though he did run. Even in running, them chasing them and catching them, what happened shouldn't have happened at all. So I'm not justifying anything. I'm just saying that to have that level of fear that you need to escape, I think it was just way more than the traffic stop. It's way more than what we saw. So, and we may never know. And again, I'm not blaming Tyre. I'm not justifying the officers. I'm merely stating from experience that that's just a weird situation to take off from, unless there was something else driving it, and that I feel like they just over pursued him, unless there was something else that's driving it. And like I said, we may never know, or it may come out in the future. But those are my thoughts on it. You guys can chime in the comments. Let me know what you think. But 28-year-old me would have complied, turned over, hands behind my back. I wouldn't even say anything to him. So, and hopefully been hauled off to jail and then dealt with him in court. So that's my answer. That being said, Gun Brothers out. You guys be safe.